Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno!
Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
It's time to talk about the fatties. And I'm not talking about the stuff Brandon was messing with yesterday.
Ew.
I'm talking about the big boys up front. This is the OEO podcast, and I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter at Braggley. That's at BRAGGLEY. I'm here with my co-host. As always, it's Brandon Dubich. You can find him on Twitter under his name, at Brandon Dubich. It's Brandon spelled traditionally, Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. What's up, Brando?
Not much. Here in Indiana today, April 21st, we had a snowstorm, thunderstorm.
It rained snow. Yeah.
It was a weird day. So
it snowed, rained.
Let's cap it off with talking offensive linemen.
Yeah, it was beautiful at different points too. It felt like you could look outside and be like, "Wow, what a great spring day! Why is there snow on that person's roof?" But yeah, you're right. I think it's a perfect day to talk about the big boys, the offensive linemen, the old hog mollies. What other things can we come up with? I don't know.
It's battle in the trenches.
Right. This is a position group that neither you or I, one of them, are very familiar with. But we know the players. We know kind of what they do, but we won't really talk too much about their
forward, schemes. Don't get pushed backwards. That's
exactly
the extent of my knowledge.
And continue to eat lots of food.
Yes.
Like lots of food, like a little bit more than what I eat on a daily basis. I'm headed towards right guard status at the moment. So
no, you're H-back. You're solid H-back right now.
Yeah, is that like tight end? Am I like Hindi?
Kind of. It's H-back is when you can't catch.
Like
you're just big
like
enough to
Watt,
block.
Like Watt's brother, the one.
Correct. The one on the Steelers, TJ or Derek Watt.
Derek Watt. Yes, I'll take it. I'll be in a Subway commercial. All right, so let's talk about the stuff we came here to talk about. Let's talk about the offensive line. Real quick, let's do some position notes. Some interesting stuff that I found out because I'm not real high on this position. No pun intended to the intro. We led the Big Ten in fewest sacks allowed per game, and we're 17th in the country. When you do that, you would think you have a pretty good offensive line.
That's
right?
Super surprising because, I mean, I think Penix holds on to the ball forever and Tuttle scrambles. Like, I don't think we're not an offense that is based on quick throwing. And two, we have quarterbacks that play against what you would think. That's a super surprising stat. But I mean, positive. Definitely positive.
I mean, they were super inconsistent. I felt like individually, maybe as a unit, they were okay. We do know that the run game was subpar for what we've been used to maybe the last 8 years or so with this team. They moved pieces around, which was weird. I mean, unless there was an injury, I don't think I've really seen so much. I mean, even I'm talking mid-game moving pieces around, swapping the tackles, moving some guards out. That was a weird thing to see. We even saw that in the bowl game quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of, again, to make an apples to oranges comparison, I mean, it's kind of like switching your starting lineup in basketball. I mean, like, something's got to work. Some combination of this has got to work. It was odd. I mean, normally that's something that, you want to build consistency around, but I think we were just trying to plug and play, not because of injuries, but just find what combination worked. And sadly, I don't think we ever got there.
Yeah. And I think I've got a little bit of
bowl game. Hurt us in the bowl game.
Yeah,
bad.
big time. I think I've got a little bit of PTSD. I don't know what PSD is. Some police department or something. I don't know. PTSD with the Colts, with the Colts issues that they had when Luck was here. Everything was great around Andrew Luck except for that offensive line, and they would constantly change it. Except for
because you guys just kept drafting wide receivers and edge rushers.
Well, they would draft some like dude out of Texas Tech, and he was awful. Like, I don't know what they were doing. Well, we knew Grigson was just not good. So that was what the problem was. And then what happens is when we get a competent GM, we've got, if not the best, one of the best offensive lines in the league over the last couple of years. So that's what happens when you have consistency, and that's what we need. And I think that the names I'm going to say are pretty consistent with what we've been seeing, except for the center, when Harry Kreider is on his way, hopefully, to the NFL. And then there's probably just like one other new name in here that I think is probably a starter, or at least is going to be one of those guys that could play or kind of plug himself in there at some point. So let's dive right into it. I'll start with the big guy, everybody's favorite offensive lineman on the team.
Slap of the base, big guy.
Yeah, big Caleb Jones, man. Beast.
Dude, how funny was it seeing him stand on the sideline as a freshman?
Yeah.
Like I remember we had unbelievable seats that season. And we could literally pretty much just see everyone's faces on the sidelines. And even as a freshman, that dude was just ginormous.
Yeah. He came in at 6'8". I want to say he came in 6'8", 380 or something ridiculous.
He's lost weight.
He's lost weight, and he's still massive. He's still 6'8". Believe it or not, you don't shrink whenever you lose weight normally. So 6'8", 362 is what he's listed on the official roster. This is kind of what you tapped into a little bit at the beginning. If you want to see somebody that struggled in the bowl game, like one particular person, that was him. I think he gets, I think he can be beaten. Is that a thing? Beaten.
How much wood would Chuck wood?
Yes. With quickness. If you have a quick defensive end play.
Yeah, I mean, he struggles laterally. He definitely struggles laterally, and you're going to when you're that big.
Yep.
I think he has NFL size, but what is he going to have to work on? He is going to get drafted. They are going to have to work on his side to side. I mean, the cone drill is going to be vitally important for this guy as he prepares for the NFL draft. So that's what he struggles with. And, but again, I mean, he has NFL size. That's the thing that you're going to hear me be a broken record with. I'm tired of our line always being the smallest.
Yeah.
I don't remember ever before this season I could say, and we've had some good individual offensive line play, but outside of one or two guys, normally our offensive line is small. And we finally have, again, Caleb being the biggest of them all, but we all have everyone on the starting offensive line is 300 pounds plus.
Yeah, that's something that we didn't see very often in individual players here.
No, I mean, again, because we were playing with mostly high MAC, low major offensive linemen, we have we have the size. Now we just have to develop it. Yeah. And I think that's the next step. And I think Caleb is probably example number one with that.
Yeah, I think that, and you talked a little bit about his footwork, and I kind of tapped into that too, like with him being able to be beat around the outside. They loved him. They loved him in camp his freshman year, talking about how good his feet were compared to what they thought they were going to get when he came in. He was always a work in progress when he came in as a recruit. With that, when you're that big, you're maybe overlooked by a little bit of the bigger guys around. We took a shot at him, knew he'd be a project coming in, and surprised a lot of people when he got in here. So I think developing him and I think consistency and just leaving him in one position. Now, you put him at left tackle when you have Penix in, because he's not a number one he's not like your number one tackle. I think your number one tackle is Matt Bedford, which we'll talk about here as we go through the line. But let's move on to the first interior lineman. If you want to talk about him, you can. He's the Stanford transfer from 2019. He's still with us. Of course, he's still alive, but he's still with the team.
You love guys that are 25 years old. I mean, he has man strength at this point. Dylan Powell was an absolute home run transfer. He started every game. He can play every interior position. He's the Swiss Army knife that is absolutely integral because there's going to be injuries on the offensive line. It's a physical position. Again, down in the trenches. Ding. It's the second time I said it. Down in the trenches, you need a guy who can be versatile. And I actually think Dylan Powell is probably our most important offensive lineman because of his versatility.
Yeah.
And what's the best ability? Availability.
Okay.
And he played every single game. So yeah, that's my breakdown on Dylan.
Got it. Here's a guy I'm pretty excited about. I think our starting center this year is going to be the transfer from Michigan.
Yes.
Zach Carpenter. He's going to be, again, I say these classes and they don't mean anything. I don't think. Brandon always kind of corrects me on what they are, what he thinks they are. Nobody fucking knows anymore. If they graduate and leave one day, I'll just be like, oh, okay, well, I guess he was done. So I think he's going to be a redshirt sophomore based off of tradition. He would be a redshirt sophomore, 6'5", 320, Michigan transfer, and he started the last 2 games for them last year at center. So it was nice to have him in here with a little bit of experience, but I think he was a pretty good recruit coming out of high school. Now a lot of times with offensive linemen, you don't see very often at all. You'll never see like a 5-star center or a 5-star guard. Occasionally you'll see
positions.
Yeah. So anything 3 stars is usually something that you can work with. And when you dipped into the MAC thing with, it's so hard to judge these offensive linemen, I'm sure, in high school compared to what they can be and be developed into. Like, look, Spriggs, Feeney, Wes Martin, like those players are NFL players now they were not highly recruited players. So
nope.
Let's move on from Zach.
One last thing on Zach. Again, he's got versatility too. He was a guard coming out. So I think you're right. I do think he's penciled in at center, especially since, he started on Michigan, a bad Michigan team, but Michigan nonetheless. I mean, they have talent. I think it's a coaching issue up there in Ann Arbor.
Oh, yeah. It's a coaching issue.
Yeah, I mean, again, he's another guy that has that versatility. So that's why you're going to hear me refer to a lot of them as just interior offensive linemen, because you could easily flip Dylan Powell and Zach Carpenter easily.
Yeah. Yep. So the next guy, again, we don't want to be flipping anybody. I know what you're saying, but let's try to keep everybody where they're supposed to be, and let's leave them alone. This may be a surprise one. I think I threw in Mike. Is it Mike Kadic? Kadic. Yep. Threw in Mike Kadic in there, sophomore. He played 4 games last year at left guard, didn't start. Again, there's a lot of people, if you go through the roster, you'll see, hey, he played this game, this game. You shouldn't have this many offensive linemen that are playing in those games last year, because those are conference games. Now, if we're up by 40 against Idaho, yeah, go ahead, throw in your freshman offensive lineman. But you need to have consistency on this line. Something I look forward to, hopefully, in the next few years. But I plugged him in here. There's a guy we'll talk about here in a little bit, Mackenzie Norwa. At least I'll just talk about him now, I guess. He could be thrown in there. He was kind of brought in and out last year as well. 6'4", 311 for Kadic. Offensive newcomer of the year last year. That's nice to know. An offensive lineman was offensive newcomer of the year. That's great.
It wouldn't be a LEO podcast if I didn't find a way to shoehorn a Pittsburgh reference. But Michael Kadic did go to Pine Richland, which is the football powerhouse in Western Michigan and really the entire state. If you were looking for an Indiana comparison, it's the Carmel. Their school wins all of the country club sports, and they're always there for the Power 5 sports as well. So again, he comes from a very good school. And again, he's already pretty acclaimed. So I don't think that's a stretch to see him start there. But I do think you have options. You have him, you have Mackenzie Nora, you have Tim Weaver, you have Fia Kable coming in. I definitely think you have some options there at right guard. I think it's probably the position that has the biggest question mark, not in a talent, not in performance, but just who's going to slot into that spot.
Yeah. And let's get to the right tackle side, the blind side for Mike Penix. I'll let you talk about your boy. This is your favorite
offensive lineman.
This is your favorite guy. Go ahead.
Yep. No, I mean, again, lefty quarterback. So you need the left tackle be your right tackle here. He's got NFL size at 6'6", 310. He has started a number amount of games. He comes from Mississippi. We stole him. I don't know if it was signing day or close to it. I mean, this was a massive recruiting steal.
Mm-hmm.
His play has dipped a little bit, but again, he's playing a new position. So again, I think he will really benefit from a full off season and a full training camp. I still think Matthew Bedford is probably our most talented and most likely to get drafted the highest out of this entire position group.
Sure. So I think the Mississippi thing, you had me convinced there too. This Matt is a Tennessee kid.
Tennessee guy. Okay.
Tennessee guy. So I think that's right. So the Mississippi tie-in was everybody was saying he was going to Mississippi State.
Okay, I had the Mississippi State thing wrong. And right college, wrong state.
Yeah, and we stole him at the last second. So it was between us.
Cordova's like down in like Memphis, though.
Yeah. It's a Memphis area school.
I'm not that far.
All right, so let's talk about some of the people that played last year that could see some time as well at right tackle, which I don't think he'll play unless we run into some sort of injuries. Now he does bring experience is Luke Haggard, 6'7", 291. JUCO transfer that came in last year and played. He had 4 starts at left tackle. If you combine all the starts that I've put together from the official IU roster, I think that we played 47 games. But there's 4 definite starts that they said at left tackle last year. He is a possible starter as a replacement for Caleb Jones. Maybe they give him a year off to work on it a little bit if he's struggling in the spring. Again, we don't hear a whole lot. Heard a lot of really good things about Matt Bedford coming out of the spring. So we'll see what happens. And then one of the other guys that I think may see some time is Aiden Rafferty, a junior, 6'6", 298. He played in I can't remember how many games we played last year, but he played in 7 games last year. Could also see some time. He is primarily a left tackle. But the way that we move those tackles around, who knows? So do you want to touch on any of the other possible?
No, yeah. I just wanted to touch on both of those backups here real quick. Luke Haggard and Aiden Rafferty were starters for IU in the past 30 years, 25 to 30 years. That's the guys we were rolling out. We were rolling out guys in their 200s, JUCO transfers, borderline 2 and 3 stars. That's not who you want to be starting, but that's good depth. You want these guys as depth guys that can play a handful of series a game, whether it's because of injury or exhaustion or what the plethora of reasons that it could be. IU likes to sub every position out. Luke Haggard did get a lot of run for Caleb Jones. Why? Because Caleb Jones is a big boy and he gets tired. Mm-hmm. Also he was getting his butt whooped. So Luke Haggard played a lot in the Outback Bowl. But again, they're quality backup, and that's not something IU's always had. Normally when, I remember when IU was rolling out tight end, people that played tight end to play offensive line. The fact that IU can even say we have transfers and scholarship players that could start on as backups shows the progression of this program. So neither one of them are started caliber, but hey, at least we have depth. And IU hasn't been able to say that for decades.
Absolutely. So touching into depth, let's talk about the incoming freshmen. There's a couple.
Holy cow, studs.
I know a couple. There's two that are coming in. Both of them have enrolled early. Both of them are very possible starters next year, I think. The first guy I want to talk about is a local kid out of Brownsburg, Indiana. 2019 state champion with Brownsburg High School. Josh Sales, he's 6'6", 305, 3-star recruit, big-time recruit. I think we battled with Purdue a little bit with him, but he was pretty solid on IU almost his entire recruiting stint. So I think he's I think they're both going to redshirt. If I'm just going to take a guess
that's
at
the
it.
importance. Again, I'm beating a dead horse. That's the importance of Luke Haggard and Aiden.
And having depth, exactly.
You would be forced to play these freshmen who, maybe aren't ready physically or systemically. But again, that depth allows you to build up a bullpen, which is so important for a position group like offensive and defensive line.
Definitely. And he passes the very important eye test from the pictures that I've seen of him in uniform in practice. Looks like a player. So that's
You're
it.
not going to bring up eyes again, are you? Please don't bring up eyes. We covered that last week. Don't do it again.
Eyes? Did I bring up eyes? What did I talk about with eyes last year?
We're not going to bring it up. We're not going to bring it up. We're not going to bring it up.
Okay. Well, I'll let you bring up the other recruit that is here. He's not here, but he's in Bloomington. You want to talk about him?
Fiacable, Vinny.
Yeah. Or Fia Cable. Probably Fia Cable is what they'll call him.
Fia Cable. Yeah, I'm calling him Vinny because I love
there you
that.
Go.
We got him from Fort Wayne. If we want to talk about Purdue country, Purdue has just feasted off guys in that region. Notre Dame and Purdue, we have not been able to take talent from that area very often. And I think he probably becomes a 3-year starter. We were just saying that right guard is probably our weakest position. I think if we allow Vinny to get a year under his belt, I think you slide him as a starter. And you have Carpenter and him for 2 or 3 years. I think you're building some very nice interior offensive lineman depth there. And then you got Cameron Knight and Tim Weaver, who I briefly talked about before. I mean, those are 4 guys that can really anchor down those 3 positions for the next 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, I agree.
And he has the size. I mean, he's 6'4", 300.
300.
18-year-old. That's insane.
Yep. And that wraps it up for the incoming freshman, which is a pretty short thing for offensive line. Usually we pull in 5 or 6. It almost seems like every year, but since we have so much depth, did you touch on? I'll admit I wasn't fully paying attention. Did you touch a little bit on the other 2 freshmen that are in now, and Tim Weaver and Cameron Knight? You talked about them too
briefly, just that they were depth guys, and Tom Allen was talking about them.
Okay.
Which again, Tom Allen isn't a BS guy.
No, Tom Allen does not BS. You want to know who else doesn't BS? The Monon Track Club doesn't BS.
God, that's a professional transition.
They just don't.
Professional.
That's right. The Monon Track Club is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport in the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, and create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Nobody in this podcast likes to run. We do from time to time, but I don't like it. That doesn't mean that you can't support and buy these sick hoodies, sick t-shirts, sick hats, sick stickers, just sickness. Not real sickness, because that would be messed up.
Down with the sickness,
but
not COVID-19.
Super cool. Super cool stuff. Super cool dude that owns it. IU grad.
Deal with it.
Check him out. Just check them out. The show notes will have the website and promo code. A promo code is for 10% off your purchase. Unlimited use for that code. So just make sure that he feels the heat. Make him feel the heat on that code. LEO10. It's LEO10. LEO10 at the promo code will get you 10% off at monontrackclub.com. Now it's off to everybody's favorite part of the podcast. I can't imagine this is going to be too intense, but it's Brando's Randos. Brando, what you got, bud?
All right. So we've said it since we've been doing this podcast that we believe we can be the next Michigan State, the next Wisconsin. What do they have? They win in the trenches. They win at this pursuit of attack. Can IU recruit and develop Michigan State and Ohio State type, or Michigan State and Wisconsin level offensive linemen? Because I think we can do it in the skill positions, Tom Allen's defense. This is the position group I'm the most worried about for us to make that consistent jump into those two type of programs. It's tough. I don't even know the answer. I'd say no.
I think you can. I think you can. I think that Coach Hiller is a great offensive line coach. Do I think I'm talking Wisconsin? No. Michigan State, yes, I think so. We've put out.
It has always seemed big. I mean, yeah. Michigan State always seemed big on offense and defense.
And I think that you'll start to see that coming in. I mean, you can look at the guys coming in are 6'6" and 6'4". Some of the recruiting buzz that we'll talk here about a little bit. I won't get into their names because we'll talk to them here in just a second. But 6'5", 6'5", starting right now 6'8", 6'3", 6'5", 6'4", 6'6", 6'7". So they're big offensive line. They're almost all of them are over 300 pounds. It's trending that direction, but now it's just taking what talent that they have, creating a consistent model with that, and then, pushing them into the NFL. And that we have produced some pretty decent offensive linemen. I mean, Wes Martin's been really good, and a surprise at the Washington football team. And then Dan Feeney now with the Jets has started since his rookie year, from what I believe. And then the one guy that struggled a little bit, and I think it's you get that one really good player that just ends up in a bad spot. Being drafted by the Packers, Spriggs had to sit behind Bakhtiari. Is that who that was?
Yep. And he's
so yeah. And that's not gonna work. And now he's at like the worst run football program in the history of the NFL. So,
hey,
that being the Chicago Bears. So for him to see the field as consistently, now we're talking he's pushing 28 ish. He's probably been out for 6 years now. So, he needs to get on the field here pretty soon. But he's a great offensive, All-American as a senior and everything. So I've just been rambling about Jason Spriggs for way too long now. So let's move on. What's the next one?
So no, this is going to be horrible podcasting, but I'm going to get a kick out of it, and so is Seth. I won't say his name, but will your youngest son be the next great Noblesville offensive lineman?
He was looking like he's going to trend that direction, but he's thinning out quite a bit. So I don't think so. I think he'll either back his brother up at quarterback, like the hefty lefty, or he'll be his brother's number one target as a tight end. So we'll see.
Oh, I'm thinking of Varsity Blues. I think your oldest son has a lot of Lance in him, and I think your youngest one's got a lot of the other guy that I'm blanking on his name, but the one that had the pet pig.
You're gonna have to ask the producer.
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. There we go. There we go. Oldest son Lance, youngest son Billy Bob.
Is Lance Vanderbeek?
No, Lance was Paul Walker.
Oh,
the weak knees.
Okay. Beckett doesn't have weak knees, bro.
Yeah, but he was on scholarship to go to Florida State. So.
He's not going to Florida State. Not going to
All
that
right,
trash program.
Let's move on to recruiting buzz. Sorry, everyone. Randos for offensive line.
He's got a point. I mean, my youngest son was a roly poly, as they say.
I haven't seen your boys in about 4 months. I need to see you. I need to see him again.
Yeah, they're here. You can come babysit them whenever you want. So, usually we'll do a crystal ball here where we try to predict the starter and everything, which we probably already did there with the depth chart. It's kind of hard to do one in particular person.
Bedford makes an all Big Ten team.
There you go.
Might be third and it might be honorable mention, but I think Bedford, that's my crystal ball.
Okay.
We have one lineman making all Big Ten team.
Oh, I think Carpenter would make one.
I hope. We haven't seen him play a second.
I just taken a guess. Just because center, you just have to be decent at center, and usually you'll make one. Yeah, let's talk about recruiting buzz. I'm really excited about this one, and this one seems to be trending in a very positive direction. I want to say his name the wrong way, but I won't. I believe it's Demon. Or it's not Demon. It's
no, but you say it from Southern Indiana.
Damon. It's Damon Moore. Fort Wayne kid, offensive guard.
Southern Indiana must hate me. I make fun of them every podcast.
Right. So talking about Damon, he's out of Fort Wayne. He's a guard. He's 6'5", 315. I think he transitions to be a tackle if he comes. With that size, 6'5", 315. If he can, again, I don't know anything about him. I'm not going to research too much into him until he actually commits. But
you know how much offensive highlight films I've watched of recruits? Zero.
No.
I mean, if it was possible to watch negative amount of recruiting film for offensive linemen, I would have done that.
Yeah. So he's got an official visit set up for June 18th, which it's nice to have these back again. Thank God. These are happening.
A million guys coming. It's
a bunch, all in June, right? As soon as they can open, the floodgates will open into Bloomington. Beautiful Bloomington with the limestone and the flowers and all that stuff. So much better to.
I got married on IU's campus in June.
Yeah, you did. I was there.
Hell.
I was there. You cried. It was very hot. So he's a high 3-star recruit. As I said, 6'5", 315. That's about all I got. He's got a bunch of big offers. So hopefully we can hold off some other. And I hate to say this now because I feel like we shouldn't have to worry about him anymore. If he wants to come, he can come. If not, then whatever. So I'll let you talk about the other guy, the other big time as far as like.
I got some intense breakdown of Tyler Gibson.
Do it. Bring it on.
He's from the South and he's highly rated. I love it.
Done.
What are things that I like? Big, from the South, highly rated.
Yep.
Check.
And he's officially visiting. Yes, and he's visiting same day, 618. So if any of you guys like the big boys, head on down to Bloomington on 618 and wait for him. or don't. Maybe don't. That's weird. Don't do that. So
don't tweet at recruits.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Don't tweet at recruits.
Don't tweet at players either. Maybe. That's a different pod. We'll do that. That's it, man. Let's wrap it up with a position grade and put this snooze fest to bed.
Yeah, no kidding. Again, just to recap my grades, I've given an A, an A-, and an A-. So I have been very biased so far. Which is why today I'm gonna go with C- here. I was thinking even D+. It's our worst position by far. It almost cost us the Wisconsin game. Tuttle was running for his life quite a bit. I'd say it was the reason we lost the Outback Bowl. I mean, Tuttle got injured in the first quarter because he couldn't stay upright. That wasn't the reason Penix got hurt, but Penix had to flush himself out of the pocket. He was in that pocket. It wasn't like he held on forever. He had to scramble right away.
Yeah.
So I mean, the offensive line was horrible. Actually, I'm changing it. I'm talking myself into D+ for the offensive line.
You didn't even talk about how bad they were at the run game.
Stevie Scott's a good back, and he's often getting hit at the line of scrimmage or behind and falling forward for a yard or two.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just horrifically bad with talent that's there. I mean, again, I feel like we were both very complimentary in the beginning with complimenting the size and the pedigree and the depth, which is all there, but it just needs to get put together because the results on the field last year were very poor. So I give it a D+ with a chance to get into B territory. I don't think quite we have the talent to get into the 8th category like we do with the other position groups. But the talent's certainly there. It just needs to get put together.
I agree. I don't agree with everything, but I agree with that last statement. I will give it a C. And I'll explain why.
Average? Bro, how was our offensive line average?
Let me get in there. So we really need to improve the run game blocking. That's really bad. And the protection for Penix, I mean, they led the Big Ten in sacks allowed per game at 1.25. Penix is good at avoiding sacks. He got hit so much, like after the ball had left, and that's on the offensive line.
When's the last time we finished a season with the starter that we've had? I mean, it's been forever. Legault got benched, I guess. He didn't get hurt, but I mean, it's been a while.
The Foster Farms Bowl, that season he played the whole season.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, our offensive line has just hurt us for so long, and it needs to change.
Yep. So what I think it is,
but you call them average,
is consistency. If you can keep these kids in one position where you don't have a left tackle with all of his perfect left tackle footwork, switching in the middle of the game to the right tackle position, and then you're switching around guards or taking them out, putting them back in, let them all play, man.
Like,
develop a good offensive line.
That tried to make a lefty a right-handed shooter. I think
it's probably Archie.
No, I think it was Tom Crean made Curtis Jones. He was a lefty, and then made him start shooting right.
I don't know. I wish he would have left him alone because did he go to Oklahoma State?
Then Penn State. I mean, the guy was
Penn State is a grad transfer.
Yeah.
I think he.
But no, it was definitely Curtis Jones, and I don't remember which terrible coach it was.
I liked Curtis Jones.
Archie or Tom.
That was Tom Crean. That was a Tom Crean recruit.
Well, yeah, I mean, keep them at the positions that they're at. Quit. I just got my Pittsburgh. Just keep them there.
Position keep them
with their eye. Yeah, but I agree with you. Quit.
Yeah.
Messing up with it.
Yeah. Next week, I guess we'll just flip over to the other side of the ball.
Be another quick pod.
Yeah. Well, maybe. I kind of like the defensive line. I want to talk a lot about Ryder Anderson.
Everyone is running away from the program, so we've lost 2 defensive tackles.
Nah, I'm not that worried about him. Couldn't make the.
I like
Damari
Lewis. I like him.
Couldn't make the 2 deep.
Passmore could pass along to another program.
The other guy couldn't make the 2 deep. So, I'll keep saying that till the day I die. So it doesn't matter. That's it, man. So I'll talk to you.
That is the most offensive line talk I've ever talked in my life.
A lot. I'm sure that a lot of people shut that off pretty quick.
I would.
I'm asleep.
I might not even listen to this podcast, and I'm
asleep right now.
Single podcast.
I'm not. I haven't been awake for half of it. So
I'm blacked out. What happened?
So yeah, man, we'll talk next week. We'll talk some more exciting defensive line play. We'll talk about some really exciting transfer.
I said in the trenches 4 times. I'm going to try to say it 5 times next week.
Okay, there you go. I'm going to talk about Ryder Anderson for 15 minutes.
Like what was Super Troopers? Just keep saying meow.
Yeah.
So, meow.
Yeah.
Right, meow.
14 times, I think he said.
All right. Elio.
Elio. Bye.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio. All right, great. Elio. Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio. Have a great day. Elio. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio. Oh, thank you so much. Elio. Well, thanks so much, Elio. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio. Awesome. Elio. Elio.